So give us an example of something that you're looking for that isn't there, just briefly. We know we're taking a lot of time with this, but it is so much a part of what collectively you are asking for.
My mansion.
Say more.
My big house, my big luxurious house that I want. It's not there yet. I know it's coming.
When you have a desire for something that isn't there yet, if you know it's coming, then you have a bit of eager anticipation. But if you feel uncomfortable about it, then you don't think it's coming. And as we feel your vibration, we don't think you think it's coming. We think you've been torturing yourself with the idea of it for a while. We think you're pretty irritated. There are other words about it not coming. We think that I do deserve this and it should be coming, and why not me? That's sort of where you stand in that. So now let's talk about this in a way that you get your vibration in a place that you can begin to let it in. So what does this mansion represent to you? First of all, we have a few questions for you. Does it represent comfort or looking good? It's a trick question.
Comfort. It's more about comfort, really.
Really, if it were about comfort, we promise you wouldn't want a mansion.
Okay, yeah.
So you must be speaking about the comfort of other people thinking you're great.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit about showing off. In other words, well, there's nothing at all wrong with showing off. It's a wonderful thing when you tune in and you're all connected and you're all full of yourself. That's just such a wonderful, wonderful thing. But you want to get it from source, not from the others. We started there this morning. You don't want their accolades. You don't want their jealousy to feed you. That was a trick question too. So now we have some more questions for you. Do you believe, and we're not trying to guide you, well, we sort of are, but whatever you say is all right, and we want you to say what you feel, not what you think we want you to say. Do you feel as if the abundance of the universe is a static thing, like a pie, that is being divided up among the deserving ones? Or do you believe that it is a pie, an infinite pie, that is expanding in proportion to the desires of the mass consciousness? Is the pie big enough for everybody? Or is it a finite pie that you're having to share?
A bit of both. I know that sounds... I believe that there is enough for everyone. I believe that.
Well, we believe that you want to believe that.
Okay, but, all right, well, that could be it.
We believe that you want to believe that, but words don't teach. And so until you get a big old piece of that pie, you're going to look at it as a puny little pie that everybody else has already gotten their bites out of, and there's not been enough left for you, and you're a little irritated about that. And so let's just accept that you are accepting that it is an infinite pie, and it is exponentially expanding proportionate to the desires of those who are offering their requests, because it is. There is a vibrational reality that has such abundance. Abundance. We want so much for you to understand that it is there. But us knowing that it is there and you not letting it in doesn't leave you in a place of trusting much that we know that it's there. You got to start letting it in before you know that. So let's talk about the relationship pie. You got a great big bite of that one, didn't you? So what made you deserving of that pie? A lot of people really hungry for that pie, by the way. What made you deserving of that pie, but not deserving of the other pie?
I think I was more relaxed about it. I was more relaxed about... there were so many rockets of desire beforehand for that relationship. It's unbelievable.
You know what we think it is? We think that the relationship pie is a more emotional pie than it is a thinking pie. And we think that you found the emotion of it, and it was easy for you to get lost in the emotion of it, and so you let it be, where most people don't get too emotional about their mansion, and if they are, it's often not an emotion that feels that good. Are we accurate in saying, don't let us lead you to a place that isn't accurate? Although we know everything, so you might as well just come along with us. Can you feel how your emotions, mostly about the relationship, were hopeful and wanting and eager? And can you feel how most of your emotions around your mansion are lackful and wanting and yearning and envious? Can you feel?
Yeah.
So once you make that distinction, then you know where you are in vibrational relationship. In other words, in the same way that the universe is delivering to you your relationship, the universe is delivering to you the avenue for your mansion as well. But you've got vibrations, beliefs stuck in your vibrational craw that just aren't letting you see it or feel it. And so as you keep noticing the absence of it, then you keep regurgitating that. Does that make sense to you? I have more questions for you. You accept that the abundance pie is exponentially expanding to include all of the desires of all of the people, even you?
Yes.
Now,
I do. I do.
Well, the reason that we ask you that is because we wanted to ferret something out so that you can feel it. Because, dear hearts, there are so many of you that are feeling this way. We love you so much. You know that we love you so much. Sometimes you don't want the pie to include everybody. You just want it to include you. Because if there's this big old stream, and if Source is loving all of you, then how can you really be special? How can you stand out as a worthy one and a beloved one? You sort of getting what we're talking about here? Don't worry about it. Everybody's not getting vibrational alignment with it anyway, all at once. So you'll still be a standout. But it's really a helpful thing when you accept that abundance just is. And that you have created enough abundance in your vibrational reality to keep you busy for 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 lifetimes. You have no capacity even to right now project all of that resource into the direction of things. There's not enough asking within you that's pointed in enough directions to dissipate all of it. That's how proportionally huge it is. So we're just doing a sales job here to help you to understand that you personally have created for yourself from the cosmos of available abundance. It has expanded and it is marked with your DNA. Nobody else is going to sweep in and get yours, but if you don't do something to let it in, it will just stay there in escrow, waiting for you to find a way to open your gates and let it in. We are wanting you to feel the bigness of these things. Can you feel how right now you have more belief in what you've been asking for than you have ever before? Our knowing of it being there is helping you to know that it be's there. But still, you've got this little thing stuck in your vibrational craw. Okay, it's there. How do I let it in? And the way that you let it in is by not needing it to be there in order for you to feel abundant. By not needing it to be there in order for you to feel joy in this segment and joy in this segment or pleasure of this segment, you see. Can we convince you somehow that as you play the game where you focus in a way that you feel satisfaction or pleasure, that you're opening the gates, the valve, the whatever you want to call it, so that the impulses and ideas will begin flowing to you that will lead you to the abundance that you want? You know, you said something really interesting to us at the beginning of our conversation. And we so want to call your attention back to it because it's the very key that you are looking for. You took such delight in the unfolding of things that got you here to this event. You just loved it that there was a setup. You just loved it that something came and then something came and then something came and then here you are. You loved that. You didn't want to just go straight to the here I am. You wanted to savor all of the unfolding of life. You wanted to savor the process that brought you here. Don't you want to savor the process that brings you your mansion?
Yeah.
You see? But most people don't want to savor the process. They just want the mansion. They just want the mansion. And we want you to know, if you haven't savored the process, You won't be ready for your mansion. You'll miss it. You won't see it. It will bounce off of you. You won't be ready for it. You won't be able to afford it. But if you are savoring the process, it will rendezvous with you in a way that will be so pleasing. And you know what you'll discover? The things that happen that make it possible will be even more exhilarating to you than the obtaining of the mansion. What it is, it's just the dream that is causing you to focus yourself into the alignment that allows the energy that creates worlds to flow through you. It's the joy of the energy. It's the joy of the connection. You think you want the mansion for the connection. You want the connection which will bring the mansion. You see? And we know how often you have that connection. We know how often you have it. You just live in a world that likes to complain about not having enough money. And so there's a big shortage consciousness going on all around you. And that shortage consciousness is perpetuated every time you have a conversation about how expensive something is or how much you'd like to do something. In other words, mind your words, but more important, mind the way that you feel. Don't let yourself get caught up in conversations that give you that uncomfortable feeling. And before you know it, we'll be having a conversation and you'll be saying something like, remember that mansion that I told you that I wanted? Well, I've got that, but now what I really want to talk about is. And once you've got it, we promise you, you won't give nearly the attention to it that you've been giving to it in the not having of it. The awesome power of non-resistant thought will help you create an empire and mansion and anything else in the world that you can even conceive that you want. Nothing is out of your reach. Nothing is out of your reach. You just got to feel really good about where you are for us to start flooding in. That's all. Good enough?